everybody, and welcome to Stud Stories number 18. And we've done these stud stories on so many different topics. This one today is it's going to be called "What's Coming," and it all goes back to what has happened on the YouTube so far. We started off with the USA television programs. We put in Continental after that. USA programs were only 23 of them, and that company is closed down. And actually, one of the recent stud stories is about why I closed USA Wrestling. And so now what we're going to do is we're in the process of finding as many Southeastern actual shows as possible. We've been working on this for a while. We've got it's going to take us a little bit longer to get to where we want to be. I don't want to start showing any Southeastern shows. Obviously, we have nothing else from Knoxville, not entire wrestling shows, but we do have lots of shows from Southeastern Pensacola that took place between basically, I think we're going to be able to cover some shows from all the way from 1980 to 1985 when Southeastern turned into Continental. So we're waiting to compile all those shows, and because I want to show them in the order they were produced. And in fact, I'm looking for shows. If there's anybody out there that has old shows from Southeastern Pensacola and you would like to get in touch with me, you can do it through Facebook and become a friend of mine by going to Tennessee Stud, Ron Fuller, Tennessee Stud Facebook site. Just like me there, and you will automatically become a friend. You can message me. But if you have old Continental Wrestling program and you wouldn't mind letting me borrow it to make a copy of it, I would sure like to have that. We're trying to get as many as we can get, and we are really setting up to have a whole lot of shows. Once we get into Southeastern TV, they're going to be every week for a long time. So those are actually going to be on Sunday. They will come the same time that the USA on Sunday. But what we're going to do between now and then, and that's why I call this What's Coming, is we're going to bring you something that I'm extremely thrilled about. We're going to bring you some actual filmed matches from Southeastern Knoxville that I wasn't even aware and didn't remember that I had made. And I have a great friend named Bo James that's let me borrow a library of these films that he has. It's filmed matches starting in 1976, and we're going to be playing one every week, just like we did the USA TV Wrestling. You're going to be seeing these Southeastern Sunday specials, and it's going to be matches from the actual arenas and from all different places, as a matter of fact, during that time frame. So we're going to start off with this first one, and this was produced and I'll explain how it got to be filmed, how film became video. It's that far back. When I first started the Southeastern Company, I was on a small TV station at the top of the mountain in Knoxville for about 6 months. And then once I went on WBIR, the big station, Channel 10, then I started putting matches on there. I had started in 1970 in Florida. In the early 70s, that was a real great television program there, Gordon Sully, and they were producing film. They were filming in 16 millimeter some matches, and then you can bring them back and show them on the wrestling show itself. So when I went to Knoxville, that was what I really wanted to do. But back in those days, there was no video yet, so they were just shooting stuff on film. And I couldn't even find anybody at my television station, Channel 10 WBIR, that had somebody that would shoot film outside the studio there. So I went over to another television station, Channel 6 in Knoxville, and I found a gentleman that would go and shoot film for me on Friday nights when the matches were held in Knoxville. And I would go on Saturday morning. He would take them back to the studio, develop the film. The next morning on Saturdays, on my way to TV at Channel 10, I would stop at that television station in Channel 6, and he would give me the film from the night before. and then we would put it into the Knoxville show. So these have been shown on the Knoxville show, but every one of these that we show has never ever been seen on YouTube. So this is going to be something that when you see these, this has not been seen much anymore at all. I have the first 4 of them. I want to tell you a little bit about the first 4 that we're going to show, just to give you an idea of what you can look forward to. The first one was done on the 18th of January, 1976. It was the 6th Coliseum show that Southeastern ever produced. And we had a guy go and film the main event that night. The main event that night was an NWA non-sanctioned lights out match, no time limit, no disqualification, anything goes. They dim the lights, they turn the lights back on, and they go to it. So that was with my brother, Robert Fuller, against Don Carson. It was obviously the Knoxville Coliseum. And it's going to give people a chance to see the Coliseum. I don't believe this first one, to be honest with you, it has sound on it, which we didn't have people who were commentating those shows back in those days. So when we showed it actually the first time on TV, it probably had no sound on it then. So it still has no sound on it, I'm pretty sure. And but what you can see is when you see the crowd, they'll be telling you the story. You'll be able to tell exactly what's going on. And Don Carson had a tremendous amount of heat back in those days. He had the black glove. Him and Rob had many matches together. And this is a great match. I think this is going to be something, it's a classic. It's an old film classic of matches from the 70s that's never been seen on YouTube, and I hope you're going to enjoy it. The second one, we're going to go into the place and on my Studcast and a lot of shows on Southeastern Rewind that have been talked about. It's going to be in Knoxville's Chilhowie Park Amphitheater. It's in the summer of 1976. It's me against the great Dick Steinborn, a tremendous wrestler. The third one in that series is going to be Bob Armstrong against the great Mephisto, Frankie Kane. Classic match. I think it may have the fire where Mephisto burned up Bob Armstrong in 1976, the summer of 1976. Some of these will have some sound. They have the crowd noise, won't have commentary on it, but it will have some sound on it. And then the fourth in that series is going to be a great one that it should have, it will have, let me see, just a second, I'm trying to remember here, make sure I've got the right people in the fourth match. The fourth match is Ron Wright against Louis Tillett. And Louis Tillett was not only a wrestler, but Louis Tillett was a manager and he was a booker, and a pretty darn good booker. In fact, he booked in Florida before I ever started Southeastern Wrestling. He's going to book for me once I get to Pensacola in 1979. He's going to be the guy responsible for finding Hulk Hogan, a whole lot of talent. Oxbaker will be wrestling for him. He's got a great group of wrestlers he brings in Southeastern Pensacola in 1979. So anyway, it's going to be Louis Tillett against Ron Wright. And I know a lot of people haven't seen a lot of matches of Ron Wright. And as I said earlier, these are actually shot on 16mm film. Classic matches and never before seen on YouTube. So I'm real pleased to be announcing that this will be some of a series that's going to run until we're ready to start showing everyone Southeastern TV. Thank all of you very much for your support of the Southeastern Rewind, and I hope you're going to enjoy these classic films from 1976.